Postecoglou clears up exit rumours amid Liverpool links. And 13 huge showdowns, says Chris Sutton. Celtic's largest shareholder Dermot Desmond hasn't been featured in Celtic news all too much recently, but Ange Postecoglou has given a further insight into his relationship with the Irishman. Also, there are 13 games for them in 43 days, across 3 competitions, before the World Cup, and it's time to once more display that insatiable mentality that's got them where they are now under the boss. You cannot win cups and titles in this next pivotal period. But being off the pace or making too many mistakes can certainly take them away from you. It'll shape what comes next. Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou has responded to reports linking him with an exit from the reigning Scottish Premiership champions, having recently been tipped to become the next Liverpool boss. The 57-year-old has enjoyed great success since joining the Hoops in June 2021, having guided the club to a domestic double in his first season in charge at the club last campaign. Out of contract at the club next summer, Postecoglou is beginning to be back to take on a role at a Premier League side. Leicester City are one club the Greek-Australian coach has been rumoured to represent, as pressure continues to mount on former Liverpool boss Brendan Rodgers. On the back of this, Postecoglou was back to become Jurgen Klopp's replacement at Anfield, with the German set to depart in 2026. Setting the record straight on his future, the Celtic coach said, "It's fair to say that speculation around my future has been with me since day one, for different reasons. For me, I don't worry about that stuff. It doesn't really enter my brain space." The Celtic manager went on to say, "If I start thinking about the speculation that's there now and me potentially moving on to I don't know where, then I would have been worried at the start when people were saying that I wouldn't last too long. I keep saying to the players, just live in the moment. The present is the most important time because the past, you can't change, and the future, you can't control. I've got a good relationship with everyone at the football club, including Ian Jamieson, as we survived the trip to AUS, Ange Postecoglou said. I understand that I'm kind of the front man, who is rolled out every week as a spokesman for the club, but that is certainly not an indication of why we've been successful since I've been involved. He said to me at the outset he would only call me after we've had a loss, so I haven't spoken to him in a year, and we had a good chat. He's been very supportive. There's a real whole of club purpose to what we are doing at the moment. What a man the Celtic manager is." Postecoglou had a fair idea his success at Celtic was making waves down under. But it wasn't until he used the international break to return home that he realised just how big a deal his work in Scotland had become in Australia. The Parkhead boss spent some time in New South Wales last week promoting Celtic's participation in next month's Sydney Super Cup and was interviewed on a host of TV and radio programs as the Aussies lined up to ask him to reflect on his 16-month adventure in Glasgow's East End. It's obvious Postecoglou has come back refreshed and ready to write another chapter or two in what has been a remarkable success story so far. "Yeah, it was good, mate," he answered when asked if the trip had been worthwhile. "It was great to talk to people about the tour and about the club. Everyone has a great interest in how I'm going over here, and it was great to spread the message over there. There's a real excitement about the club's visit, which is great to see. It's fair to say Celtic caught the imagination of people back home." In more Celtic FC news. 13 huge showdowns, says Chris Sutton. It actually surprised me during the week to find out that, at the age of 29, McGregor only has 49 caps at this stage of his career. I say only. 49 caps is still a big number. It's 48 more than I got. But when you look at the way he performs on that stage, he's all class. McGregor is an outstanding footballer, and he brings a measure of composure and authority to the middle of the park that few in the squad can. He's now becoming as invaluable to Steve Clarke as he is to Postecoglou, and that's saying something. McGregor will get right back to business, and he'll lead the way. Others might not be in his form or even fitness, but there's no excuses. In fairness to him, if there's one manager who doesn't make any, it's Postecoglou. That attitude rubs off on his players, and it has to keep doing so. Celtic were in far worse shape as a squad last season at this stage, and they managed to navigate their way through the same pivotal spell. Let's face it, pretty much since he walked in the door, the manager's team had been playing on the edge. They've been, by and large, going into every game knowing they couldn't afford to make a mistake, especially in the Premiership. They were 6 points behind at this stage last season. Even then, every outing was a must-win and they played like it. So no matter the result today, just remember. Celtic was 6 points behind at this stage last season. And on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Roll up to the party, roll up to the party.